How's this week going for you in general, Kel?
Yeah, good mate, good. Just really focusing on hitting all the reps and just really pushing and just sticking to the format as much as possible. I think towards the end of my 12-week program, I think I was probably a bit not skipping, but I was probably not doing like a full half of the set at 20 and then 70. I was probably just going in at like the 75% for like 10 or 12, then going for the max reps. So
yeah.
I think I was just getting a bit too ahead of myself with it. So
Aye.
I just stripped it back, take it back to the basics. So no, it's been really good, really feeling it. Even a couple of days after, definitely feeling it. So definitely doing what it should be doing.
Cool. And the new program going all right?
Yeah, good. Just putting in the drop sets at the end. Just it's you think you're done, but you take off a bit of weight and somehow it feels pretty easy. Just keep cracking on and do another 10, 15 reps on it. So yeah, it's good, mate. Really enjoying it.
Good.
Oh yeah, it's going well. Just the steps, it's definitely a challenge getting those 15,000. 10,000 seemed to go quite easy, but just getting that extra 5, definitely a challenge. But
Stretching you a wee bit there.
I mean, listen, I'm meeting it. I'm definitely making it.
Aye, yeah.
Definitely making it. But yeah, definitely like on days that I've maybe got a lot of office work to do. I can't really get away from the desk. So I just try to fit it in. But making it work. The weather's been good as well, so that's been a great advantage.
100%. It's much easier in the summer. Winter time, I wouldn't like to try and get that many in the winter.
No, definitely not.
I think you'd be on a treadmill and JD quite a lot.
I know that's the only frustrating thing about the gym is that you can only go in once a day effectively. The code won't let you back in because even if I go in the morning, if I maybe get like a busy day, it'd be ideal just to jump on the treadmill for 40 minutes an hour just to get the last of the steps. But obviously, I get it's for health and safety reasons to make sure folk aren't getting too carried away. But
aye,
yeah.
My video's not working.
Sharon, are you still alive after that workout? Nope, that answers that. Ali, you all good?
I'm good.
Good.
You good?
Yeah, all good.
Good.
I think that's going to be just about us. So we'll do a kind of quick fire round here. We've pretty much covered Kyle there. Ali, how are things going for you this week?
Actually, not too bad. It's been a better week this week.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it? So you kind of you'd started to lose your way a wee bit, but you seem to be back on track.
Yep.
And how are you finding the workouts?
I think you know the answer to that. I fucking hate them.
Right.
But we'll get there. We will get there.
What do you hate about them?
You.
Okay.
No,
Cool.
seriously. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
You don't like those 20 rep sets, don't you not?
No, I just think we should reduce them. I think that should be negotiable. Even if we can get them down to 12, that would be good. And then 6 for the second rep,
No, I quite like them. I think they're staying.
You need to negotiate, but...
No.
Yeah, okay. That'll be that.
Okay. And supplementation wise, creatine, you've got your creatine, but it's in tablet form, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yep.
So I think that's something I'm going to talk about tonight a wee bit. but you're back on track, you're doing better, setting some new PBs in the gym, and all good. And we spoke earlier on about your journey, and you know, if you fall off the wagon, which everyone does, I do, the best in the world do, everyone does. But it's changing that mindset to one where you don't just go off on a slippery slope forever, and you come back to this lifestyle that you've created with a higher activity level, keeping the workouts going, making sure that you're keeping your step count going, and getting back to tracking when you've fallen off from your tracking your food, right?
Yeah.
And Kyle, for you, I thought you've done really, really well, and you did really well over the holiday as well. I think it was Rhodes you were in. Was it Rhodes?
Yeah, mate.
So I think you came back from Rhodes and you pretty much got a drop straight away. How did you manage that? What did you feel that you did to do that?
Probably the walking was a massive thing. You know, I was pretty much averaging about 16, 17k a day, and just being conscious that I've put all this work in. You know, I'm not going to blow it on a week. You know, so I still had cake. I still had a few drinks, some cocktails, but just I think because also I was with my partner, it wasn't like a boys' holiday. You know, so there was no that peer pressure to just keep drinking all day. So I was able to, like, you know, be more relaxed. And I think just genuinely just seeing my progress, I really didn't want to be throwing it away or giving myself a big setback, because the more weight I've lost, you know, the more challenging it is now getting to, like, you know, lose half a K, you know. So I really just conscious of my own well-being, that I don't want to be going back the way or give myself too long a setback. So yeah, that was pretty much it, mate.
Perfect. And I think you touched on the thing that I say to all the clients when they're going away on holiday, which is, I'm not going to ask you not to drink or eat shite, because you should do a little bit of that on holiday, but you just stay active, right? That's the message for when you're away on holiday, or if you get a weekend away or whatever you're doing, is keep the activity level nice and high, and that sort of covers for a multitude of sins. And I just put a post on Instagram earlier on about this, that it mentioned about the power of walking and how underestimated it is, and I always talk about it. There's only so much you can do in the gym. There's only so much of your gym workout that it only accounts for so much of your overall calorie burn for the day, and it's only 1 hour out of 24. So it's not, I mean, I design the programs to make sure that you get decent calorie burn from them, but it's not the be all and end all. And sometimes the focus in the gym is more about doing quality work in the gym, stimulating your muscles, and then focusing on the step count and stuff like that outside the gym. Good. Thanks for that, Kyle. Sharon, are you there?
I'm here, yeah. The video's not working though, for some reason. I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, I am here. So apologies. I can see Ali's on now. So Ali and I, our children go to the same school.
Right, okay.
I was on the PTA with Colin. So yeah, I'm with Ali in terms of I effing hate it sometimes.
Right, and
but you'll know that because I've literally just left half an hour ago and it was blooming tough. That's all I will say. But I'm only I would just say I'm at the beginning, but I'm only about 4 weeks in.
4 weeks, yeah.
So I'd still say I'm pretty pathetic, to be honest.
Well, you're definitely not pathetic. Not at all.
Well,
I think you'd quite hard on yourself and you put yourself down a lot. That program that we did tonight for the pairs is a new program, and it's not for the faint-hearted. It's pretty tough, but no, you did really well. But I think you'll be sore tomorrow and the next day.
Yeah, thank you.
But that program worked out pretty well because we got a lot done there and we got finished up just within the hour. So I thought that was good. Well done with that. How are you going this week in general with your food and your sleep and training?
Food and that's fine. Yeah, sleep's it's always going to be an issue for me. My sleep's not great anyway, so that's just something I have to deal with.
Yeah.
But the rest of it's always fine. Although I do say that quite often I don't eat enough. Although I think this week I've tried, but it's trying to balance it out. I sometimes find it's too many calories, too many carbs, and not enough protein.
Right.
But then when I get enough protein, I'm down on other things. Just try to focus and just try to decide. So unless I figure it out exactly and then just eat the same thing every day, then it's a hit or a miss sometimes, I think.
Okay.
But generally, it's not too bad. I think if you look at it, it's not majorly up or down or anything. So, yeah, should be okay. I just try and stick to specific meals and no snacking and things like that. So, but no, it's going fine.
Good.
And from my last weigh-in, I've lost 2 times yesterday. No, this morning. What day? Oh, Tuesday and Wednesday. It's been down different. So I'm hoping that I've got a better weight loss come when I do that on Sunday. So we'll see.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm just going to ruin it all in 2 weeks when I go on holiday. But I'll do the same, obviously, what Kyle's saying as well. So I'll kind of try and stick with that as well. You know, there's no point doing all this and then turning around and wasting it. So
absolutely.
So we'll see. Lots of walking.
Yeah, absolutely. And also the thing is, you know, when you do eat those lower quality foods, you go on holiday, you have a few bevies and stuff like that, you might find that if you do go up in weight, if you've stayed nice and active, you've probably done very little damage in terms of adding fat, but you're probably carrying a little bit of extra water. And as you come back to normality, that water will come flying back off and you'll go back to dropping down the weights and progressing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So for a lot of people, sometimes if the weight doesn't go the right way, they maybe get scared. But I always say to the clients that it's very unlikely that you've gained any fat in that period of time. It's just water. Good. Cool. So everybody seems to be doing okay. I thought we'd just quickly talk about meal timing, pre-workout meals, and pre-workout supplementation, which we're talking about creatine. Is everyone taking creatine?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kyle, you taking anything?
No, mate, not took any creatine at all.
Cool. I want you to take it, so I can send you a link. My protein or bulk powders, basic creatine monohydrate, right? So creatine monohydrate, what is creatine? Creatine is basically, it sits in the muscles and it's the kind of form of energy in the muscles. And as you work out, it gets used up. And so when you supplement with additional creatine and you're getting it into your bloodstream, it's going to go into the muscles and help with that recovery between sets. Okay, and it's usually going to be good for a few extra reps and a bit of increased performance in the gym, which is absolutely massive, right? And we're trying to get that last few reps. It's tried and tested. It's safe. It's just been around for a while. It's completely safe, and it's a good supplement for sure. So I would definitely add that to your arsenal. Creatine, take it half an hour pre-workout, and you're best to take it creatine monohydrate in the powder form. Ali's get the tablets, and we've spoke about this. I think the tablets are a wee bit not as good as the creatine monohydrate powder. So you'd be looking for the creatine monohydrate powder, and it's completely, you get it in a bag, but you're not using a lot of it, so it's good value. You know, a bag's going to last you a long time, and it's relatively cheap as well. So in terms of value for money, we all know there's so many supplements out there in the market we know all the marketing in the fitness industry, right? 90% of it's absolute nonsense, right? But as a value for money supplement, creatine is going to be a big player for you. So definitely recommend that. And as I say, take it half an hour pre-workout, ideally with a little bit of faster acting carbs, right? Which would be smaller chain carbohydrates. So something like sugary, right? Something like that pre-workout. And that brings me on to sort of meal timing in terms of the pre-workout meal. Get asked a lot, Andy, what should I have before I go to the gym? What should I eat before I go to the gym? First of all, should you eat before you go to the gym? The answer is probably yes. And in fact, I'm pretty sure the answer is definitely yes. There's not much advantage of going to the gym in a fasted state. Okay. A lot of people have this idea in their head that if they go into the gym in a fasted state and their blood sugar's already lower and their body's not got any fuel in the form of glucose in the bloodstream, that somehow they're going to tap into their fat stores faster, right? And that somehow the workout's going to have some magical fat burning effect. Okay, it's not. We already know that calories in versus calories out for the entire day dictates how much fat we lose. So in terms of going into the gym in a fasted state, it's not going to produce any additional fat loss on a calorie equated basis over going into the gym with a pre-workout meal in you. Okay, so that's a misconception that people have. Why would you want to eat before the gym? Well, if you're fueled up before the workout, you're probably going to have a better workout. You're probably going to burn more calories during the workout. So based on what we just said about the belief that going into the gym fasted will produce superior fat loss results, if anything, the opposite is true, right? If we're counting our calories and the pre-workout meal is counted in our calories, but we've fueled up a little bit before the workout and we're feeling better in the gym and we're more focused in the gym and we're doing better work in the gym, we're going to burn more calories during the workout. If we burn more calories during the workout, we're going to get more calorie burn for the day and get a little bit faster fat loss results, right? So if anything, it's actually the opposite is true, at least on a calorie equated basis, right? If the person ate less calories by not having something before the gym, then clearly that would change, right? But since we count our calories for the day in totality anyway, you're as well getting a pre-workout meal in and having a better session, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so just trying to dispel that myth about training fasted, okay? It doesn't produce superior fat loss results. So we've established that we should probably try and get something in before we work out. Some people, when they eat before the gym, they don't like it, right? It doesn't feel well, it doesn't sit well in their stomach, especially for people who train early in the morning, right? And also, even just as a lifestyle point, getting something in you when you're training early in the morning, like you did this morning, Kel, training at 8, if you're out, you're just trying to get ready, get yourself ready for the day, you maybe just nip out to the gym and don't eat anything. So that can be a factor as well, but it's best to try and get something in you. So what would be the perfect pre-workout meal? Well, basically, if we think about all the things that we'd like to utilize in the muscles during the workout, that's kind of going to inform us about the type of meal that we should be having. And bearing in mind, we don't want anything heavy sitting in the stomach when we go to train, because it's just going to reduce your performance in the gym. That's going to inform us as to what the types of things that you might want to have before a workout. So we're not going to be having a big high fat meal before the gym, okay? high fat meals, fats slow down your digestive system, right? There's nothing wrong with dietary fat. I'm not demonizing dietary fat, but pre-workout, having a big high fat meal is going to sit in your stomach for too long, right? So we're not going to have a high fat meal. So we're going to be mostly carbs and protein. And with the carbs, again, we're going to have a simpler carb the closer you get to the workout. So maybe an hour, 45 minutes before, we're going to have a simple fast acting carb. That might be something like a banana or some cereal or something like that. Just something that's a fairly simplistic carb, not a starchy carb like a sweet potato. Okay. We're talking out in an ideal situation here. So something that's a fairly simplistic carb, and we're going to have a protein, preferably a protein in a semi-pre-digested state, right? A protein that breaks down nice and easy and quickly, right? So ideally a protein shake, or maybe a protein yogurt if it's not too high in fat, something like that, right? So what have we done there? Okay, we've got an easy digesting carb, which is going to get converted into glucose and get into the bloodstream nice and quickly for fuel. And we've got an easy digesting protein that's going to get broken down into branched chain amino acids that are going to go into the bloodstream and get driven to the muscles as we work as well, right? As opposed to having chicken, rice and broccoli half an hour before you go to the gym, or chicken, brown rice and broccoli, even worse. And that chicken's fibrous. It's going to sit in your stomach. It needs to be broken down. It's not going to get where we want it to go pre-workout. The brown rice, same thing. Longer chain carb, slower to break down, sitting in the stomach for too long. You have a bad workout. We didn't get anything to the muscles that we wanted. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that we're talking in an ideal scenario here, right? We're not going to have a perfect pre-workout meal all the time. Life happens, stuff like that. But that's the theory with something pre-workout. Okay. Does meal timing affect fat loss? No. Right? Only the point I just made about potentially having a better workout because you had a little bit of fuel pre the workout might help you burn some additional calories, but that's a side point, right? Meal timing does not affect fat loss, right? If you had, say you're eating 1,500 calories and you ate all your 1,500 calories at 9 o'clock in the morning and never ate anything for the rest of the day, right? And another person has 1,500 calories and they spread it evenly throughout the day in a more regular fashion. The fat loss results for both will be exactly the same. All right. Meal timing does not affect fat loss. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So calories are king, which we already know. Okay. Any questions on any of that? All good? Cool. I'm trying to think of some more FAQs. This is getting recorded, this session, and there's new people in the team. I'm trying to think of more FAQs that we get. Am I allowed to drink tea or coffee? What's the answer to that? Yes, of course you are. Yeah. But if you have sugar or milk in your coffee, then you need to kind of record it, right? What's the best way to record a white tea in MyFitnessPal? Well, it's not to put the cup on the scale and measure it out, right? That's a bit tedious for a white tea. Just search for a white tea in the database in MyFitnessPal, right? A white tea is a white tea. Okay, it's not going to be that far off in terms of the calories. All right, so we're not going to sit with a cup on the scale every time we go for a cup of tea and measure out the milk. All right, that's a bit extreme even for me. All right, but yes, of course you can have tea or coffee. Diet drinks or non-diet drinks. Can you have either of those? Can you have sugary drinks? Yes, you can. I wouldn't recommend too much sugar, but again, as long as the calories are good, calories are king. Diet drinks, I'm allowed diet drinks, absolutely. I drink a lot of diet drinks, especially when I'm on a diet, because it's going to take the edge off that sweet tooth that I have, right? Also, if you're on low calories and you're starting to get a bit hungry in the evening, it will take the edge off the sweet tooth, but B, the gas is going to fill your stomach up a little bit and give you a little bit more volume in your stomach and give you a little bit more satiety. Okay, so if you're really at the sharp end of a fat loss phase, diet drinks can be really helpful. Is the aspartame, I don't know how you say this, is it aspartame or aspartame? I don't know. Everyone bangs on about how dangerous it is. And the research is quite clear on this. It only becomes a problem if you were to drink industrial quantities, right? Meaning probably more than 100 cans a day, right? It's not an issue. It's not a health risk, okay? So diet drinks are absolutely fine. Okay? Make sense? Helpful? Good. Okay. So have a good week. We're going to do this is going to run weekly. I don't think it's going to run on a Wednesday every night, but the link will come out anyway. Keep things tight for the rest of the week. Steps, calories, workouts if you're in the gym with me, or if you're not, try and get in yourself. Keep the step count up, and let's see some more big results come Sunday. All right? Good. Okay. Right, I'll let you go. You can go to your bed.
I need to go and do some more steps. I've not done enough apparently. So I need to run up and down the stairs for the next half an hour, I think.
Good.
So,
Perfect.
yeah. I've
Fun.
still got 1,000 to go.
Have fun with that.
Thank you.
Well done. I like the honesty.
Nice seeing. I know. Well, you can see my steps, so
I
there's no
can see
point
your
lying and
steps.
say that I've done it when I haven't. So I can't do it. In fact, I could probably get a dog, couldn't I? And just stick it around its collar. That would work.
You
Don't
could.
have it. Anybody got a dog? Anyway, yeah, I'll go and do that, I suppose. That'll keep me active. So nice to see you.
Yeah. Well
Might
done.
see some of you in the gym at some point, or at school, Ali, if you're ever up there. Not a chance, eh?
Not a chance.
I know. All right. Okay. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
Andy. Okay.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye bye.